Hello and welcome back to the lesson. Today we are going to study the function and reporting structure in the public sector in regard to the internal auditing. So internal auditing plays a key role in promoting good governance, as we've been seeing in our previous lessons. It promotes accountability and transparency within the public sector. And established as a mandatory function in all public entities under the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, the internal audit provides independent and objective assurance and consulting services designed to add value and improve an organization's operations. So the primary objective of the internal audit function is to assist accounting officers and the AIE holders, the authority to incur expenditure holders. Now, the authority to incur expenditure refers to a public officer who has been delegated the authority to incur expenditure by an accounting officer of a governing entity. So here I'm saying that the primary objective of the internal audit function in the public sector is to assist accounting officers and the AIE holders in effectively discharging their responsibilities. And this is achieved by evaluating and reporting on the effectiveness of internal control systems, risk management framework, and governance processes. So internal auditors assess whether public entities are utilizing resources effectively and efficiently. They assess whether they are complying with relevant laws, regulations, and procedures, and working towards the achievement of their mandates and strategic objectives. And we shall be studying, or we did mention previously, the Public Accounting Standards Board, which is mandated by the Public Finance Management Act to prescribe internal audit procedures and standards. And as we shall be seeing, Kenya has adopted the International Professional Practices Framework for Internal Auditing Standards, which has transitioned to the Global Internal Audit Standards effectively from the year 2025, January. And therefore, the public sector internal audit functions are required to adhere to these standards, ensuring quality, ensuring consistency in their work, and so on. So in today's lesson, we want to study the reporting structure of the internal audit function. The reporting structure. Now, the reporting structure of the internal audit function in Kenya public sector is designed to uphold its independence and ensure its findings and recommendations are given due consideration. So while the specific reporting lines may vary slightly depending on the size and the structure of the entity, a typical structure involves a dual reporting framework. Structure. We are discussing reporting structure. The reporting what? The reporting structure of the internal audit function. Of the internal audit function. And I've just said that the reporting structure involves a dual reporting relationship. One is administrative reporting. Administrative reporting. Administrative reporting. That is one arm. So here, the head of the internal audit typically reports administratively to the chief executive officer or the principal secretary or the equivalent accounting officer of the public entity. Understand? Understand? The head of internal audit function reports administratively to the CEO. Head of internal audit function in an entity reports administratively to the accounting it could be the CEO, just the CEO of the entity. Reports administratively directly to the CEO. Reports directly to the CEO. It could be the public secretary and so on. And this ensures that the internal audit function is integrated within the entity structure and that its operational needs are met. So this head of internal audit function will report directly to the CEO, directly, administratively. That's what we are referring to as administrative reporting. Then number 2, we have what we call functional reporting. Functional reporting. Functional reporting. What does that mean? Now, critically, candidates, the head of internal audit reports functionally to the audit committee. Reports functionally to the audit committee. Now, the internal audit function performs various functions, which we have studied. And the head of the internal audit function will have then to report functionally to the audit committee. Reports functionally to the audit committee. The head of internal audit reports functionally to the audit committee of the board or the equivalent oversight body. And this reporting line is essential for maintaining the independence and objectivity of the internal audit function. The audit committee, we know, provides oversight of financial reporting, risk management, internal controls, and so on. So the head of internal audit presents audit reports, presents reports on findings and recommendations, discusses significant risks and control weaknesses directly with the audit committee, and so on. So it reports functionally to this committee. And that allows the committee to exercise its oversight responsibilities effectively and ensures that the audit findings are addressed at the highest level of governance. Because the audit committee, this is a committee of the board of directors. So the internal the head of internal audit function will report directly to the board through the audit committee. So that's all, candidates, for reporting structure of the internal audit function. So there are 2 ways. We've said it reports administratively to the CEO of the company, then functionally to the audit committee. And it's important to remember that the global internal audit standards emphasizes that the chief audit executive must report to a level within the organization that allows the internal audit activity to fulfill its responsibilities. They must also confirm the organizational independence of the internal audit activity to the board or equivalent oversight body at least annually. And this dual reporting structure aims to balance the need of administrative support on one hand and integration within the entity with the critical requirement for independence and objective reporting to those charged with governance. So the committee's role is particularly vital in safeguarding the internal audit function independence and ensuring that its work contributes to the improvement of the entity's operations and governance. So the reporting structure is dual. One, the head of internal audit function reports administratively to the CEO of the entity, then functionally to the board through the audit committee of the board. Thank you for attending the lesson. Bye-bye.